This presentation is going to be helping teachers and parents keeping kids safe on the internet. The internet is so vast, and with Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, it's getting more and more harder to protect our kids from bullying, predators, and other issues that are going to be out there. So we're going to give you about about a 12 to 13 minute presentation about this, and some of the warning signs and what we can do as educators and parents to make sure our kids are safe on the internet. Um, Online predators is a big issue. Is an adult internet user who exploits vulnerable children or teens, usually for sexual or other exclusive purposes. Predators can destroy families. They can kidnap the child, even kill the child to stay out of jail. We've been noticing this on Dateline with Chris Hansen to how to catch predators. And online predators can be anybody. It can be, I've seen teachers, I've seen people of higher standards like politicians, bankers, and you even got those individuals that, work like construction and stuff like that. And these individuals, will not stay around their area, so they kind of branch out. I've seen on Dateline where they've actually gone miles out of their way, even a couple hours, and these are big issues, and that we need to, as educators, need to make sure that we can protect our children, and also parents need to understand that online predators, it can affect everybody. So let's go to the next slide. Some of the warning signs that a child might have with online predators is they spend a large amount of time on computers. They kind of distance themselves from family. They only want to spend time on the computer. Becomes very angry when they cannot use the computer. So if you have a child that's in trouble and is grounded from using the computer and they throw a big fit, this could be another warning sign that you might want to talk to your child about the issues and everything. Withdrawals from family and friends if they'd rather be on the computer, if they'd rather not hang out with their friends, or if they don't want to be hanging out with the family. We need to make sure we set the children down to ask them what's going on. Also, another thing is when a child is on the computer and you, as an educator or an adult or a parent, actually goes to the computer screen and they hurry up and shut it off. This is a major warning sign. This should throw up a red flag. Sit down and talk to the child. Once again, make sure that everything's okay, and tell them that you're not going to be mad, because with negative anger, it's going to shut the child down. Just tell them that it's not their fault, that you understand, and you just want to talk to them. Also, another thing, if you have your son or daughter has a cell phone, make sure you check a look at the bill to make sure there's no strange phone calls. If there is, you might want to sit down. You might want to also sit your child down and ask him who this is. You also might want to contact your phone provider to see if you can get that number blocked, or you also might want to contact the police or even the phone provider to see who that individual is, and to see if this individual, might have a history or something like that. Another tips to get some help here, take interest in your child's online activities. You can actually, on Google and Microsoft, you can look at the history. So you're not trying to be you're not trying to invade on their privacy. However, you just want to protect them, and teach your kids to refrain from talking about sex online and other personal matters like where they live, age and stuff like that. And, teach your kids not to reveal personal information such as that. And also do look for warning signs. And if you do believe your child might have some problems, go ahead and maybe talk to a counselor, go to the school. Maybe a family member might be able to help out. But sit down and just talk to your child, and make sure you do not bring in any negativity, because that just shuts the child down. Cyberbullying has become a very big issue. This is going to affect a lot of their, psychological issues. Rumors spread, harassing, threats, harmful. There have been numerous people actually committing suicide because of cyberbullying. This has, really caused a lot of issues. It's been news. people have been actually, this young lady was on the news and she actually committed suicide. So we really need to inform our students that bullying is not okay. We need to cut that out and start acting like human beings. So here are some of the warning signs. They avoid the computer or even the cell phone. If you notice your child is avoiding these and maybe not talking to friends, that is a big warning sign. They do withdraw from friends and family. They don't want to talk. Their low self-esteem, declining grades, poor sleeping habits. These are warning signs that we as educators and adults, as parents, we need to address and sit our children down and talk to them to find out what's going on. That way we can get to the core of the problem and help out with that. Some of these tips, talk to your child, not to respond to the rude messages, because bullies like that, love that attention. If you shut that out, they're going to kind of slow down. And make sure you save the evidence, because with cyberbullying this has become a law enforcement issue, so make sure you save all that. Contact your ISP provider, the internet service provider. Block these individuals. If you're on Facebook, only accept friends that you know. Get your school involved and learn some of the policies, and get people involved on this, because this is becoming a very increasing issue that we as educators and parents need to make sure we teach our kids about this. Now, sexting, I really actually did not know a lot about this until I actually did more investigation into this. This is basically you taking a picture, you're a minor, and you're sending it to like a boyfriend or a girlfriend. This has become a pretty big issue, and actually it is, it could be against the law, because let's say that your boyfriend or your girlfriend is above the age of 18. You take a naughty picture, you send it to him, that's child pornography. The law can get involved. The individual can go to jail and be labeled as a sex offender. So we as educators and parents really need to sit our children down and to talk about this and talk about the consequences of sexting, because there are tremendous amounts of consequences. Teens who are caught can be charged with production and distribution of pornography, of child pornography. And these are federal crimes. These are not state crimes. These are federal issues, which will have more impact on the child, because you're going to have social and academic consequences. Because if you have a federal crime and you put that on a transcript, there's going to be a red flag on that. So we as educators really need to talk to their children about this. Also, the teens who took the photo, there's going to be consequences, because that photo, once it's on the internet, it's on the internet. You can't get that off. So, you're going to have that picture on there. And schools now and a lot of job places are looking at Facebook. They're looking at your name on the internet. They make sure that you are a good person. And they find this, we're pretty well not probably going to get the job, or maybe not admissions to college. So we need to make sure that our students knows about the consequences of sexting. Tips to help. These are just basic tips, before buying your child a cell phone, make sure you set up some rules. I have a child, as soon as he gets to an age of hopefully 16, maybe probably younger now, he's going to have a cell phone. However, I'm going to make sure that he can only call grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, police, teachers. He's not going to be able, and maybe a friend or two. He's not going to be able to dial long distance. He's not going to be able to do much on that. These are just safe precautions. I don't want to make him that I don't trust him. I do trust him, but he's right now 1. But as soon as he gets older, I do want to build that trust relationship, and I do want to tell him, it's not you. I don't trust society. And make sure you know the safeguards of the cell phone. Make sure you know the ins and outs of the cell phone. That way, they can't hide anything. And talk to your, as soon as your child becomes, in a teenage area, make sure you talk to them about, the issues of sexting, the legal and social and academic consequences, and sit down and just talk to them. As long as you talk to them in a positive manner, they're going to have positive responses. And if you do notice any new pictures or anything like that, hurry up and talk to them right away and report this to the authorities, because the authorities do need to get involved with this, because this is a federal crime, and they're going to need to do this, and they're going to need to help. So basically, All this is coming up to talk to your children about the dangers of the internet, but remind them that the internet is a wonderful research tool. You can talk to friends, you can talk to family, you can do homework, you get information from news. It's a wonderful resource. And if you do suspect your child of having problems, talk to them, talk to your school, talk to the authorities. Just talk, and that's all you have to really do is just talk to them. Most of my references comes from online. All these websites are tools to help educators and family to make sure their kids are safe. The wonderful tool that I like using was, as you can see, NetSmarts. This had a lot of useful information. Parents, just go online. It's a free area. It gives you information. It breaks it down very simply. It's just a wonderful tool that you are be able to use if you suspect your child of having any issues. And if you do, please get help for that child, because the longer you don't talk to your child, the more it's going to build up, and the more they're going to have those social and academic issues. But as long as you talk to your child in a positive manner and make sure you remind them that you're not mad at them, you just want to understand what's going on in their lives. So parents, teachers, we also need to collaborate together as a group. I've noticed a lot of parents have not been going to parent-teacher conferences. This is an area where we need to focus more of and collaborate as a group of teachers and parents. Because parents, I understand teachers have them for about, they're in school for about 7-8 hours, but teacher only usually has them maybe an hour or two. You are with them from when you get off work till they go to school the next morning. So if you notice anything, talk to your teachers to see if they have any resources that will be able to help you to help them. So I want to thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day.